Welcome back to the States. It's time for America's Talking, the headlines from across the country that you can find in the description below or in your inbox with the Center Square newsletter, which is free at thecentersquare.com. Firstly, we're learning more about how voters will choose a successor for longtime South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, who died at the age of 71 last week from an apparent tear of his aorta. Graham, a Republican, intended to seek his fifth six-year term. Instead, Governor Henry McMaster will appoint an immediate replacement, and primary voters are expected to decide next month whether that appointee or someone else will appear on the November ballot. Our reporting shows that the pool of potential replacements is deep, but it's challenged by Republicans' slim majority in the U.S. House of Representatives. Some of South Carolina's 7 reps have indicated interest in the more coveted Senate seat, but party officials are wary about weakening their grip on the House. Next, let's turn to a lawsuit filed by Wisconsin, Illinois, and 2 other states, along with the Federal Trade Commission, against Deere & Company, the well-known maker of John Deere tractors and other farm equipment. Deere has long attempted to monopolize the repair of their equipment by denying independent shops and farmers access to the software that's often necessary to fix even basic problems, the lawsuit alleges. Although some farmers have been able to obtain and use the software clandestinely. The monopoly has stirred, along with the lawsuit, so-called right to repair legislation in Colorado and elsewhere. But Deere recently agreed to settle the lawsuit by making its repair software available to farmers and the independent shops for 10 years under the same terms it gives to its authorized dealers. It's unclear what will happen thereafter. In Arizona, a shuttered coal plant will reemerge in the coming years to produce electricity, but with the fuel of natural gas instead. The Cholla power plant, located in Navajo County, had closed after 63 years of operation, with its 4 units shutting down over a 10-year period from 2015 to 2025. 2 of those units are expected to be online by 2029 and, when in full operation, have 35 well-paid employees taking care of them. It's expected to be a boon to the local economy and will provide enough electricity to power about 61,000 Arizona homes. Electrical demand is spiking across the country with the increasing number of data centers that power, in part, artificial intelligence. And lastly, a federal appeals court has agreed with the lower court to block enforcement of parts of Florida's Individual Freedom Act, or Stop Woke Act. The law seeks to prohibit professors at Florida's public universities and colleges from endorsing certain ideologies about race and sex. Our education reporter, Esther Wickham, has more.
A federal court of appeals has blocked part of Florida's Stop Woke Act in public universities and colleges, stating that it violates the First Amendment. In a 2-1 decision, the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld a lower court's ruling that prevents the state from enforcing parts of the law affecting higher education. The 2022 law would have stopped professors at public colleges and universities from endorsing certain concepts about race and sex in the classroom, though they could still discuss these topics objectively. Now, this lawsuit came about because a group of professors in the state of Florida highlighted that this is actually violating free speech and the ability to speak their mind in their classrooms when it comes to civil discourse and various controversial issues on the basis of politics, gender ideology, and various other subjects. Now, writing for the majority, Judge Britt Grant said the First Amendment allows students to evaluate ideas for themselves and called the law an overreach in academic freedom. Though this was a 2-1 decision, there was a dissent, Judge Barbara Legault, and she argued that the state doesn't have any authority to set standards for what employees teach in public classrooms. If they are publicly funded universities, state schools, it shouldn't be up to the state to have that kind of authority to limit or allow certain kinds of speech, especially if it affects or infringes on other people's rights.
That's just some of what America is talking about. To see the rest, go to our website at thecentersquare.com. That's it for me today. I'm going to attempt to avoid the very warm and even more humid air outside here in western Iowa. I hope it's pleasant where you are. I'm Jared Strong, an investigative reporter for the Center Square. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you again on Tuesday.